Hello everyone, it's Chris at CMF again. We're on a Wednesday now and a load more work's turned up again. Not that I can complain, but I'm on my own today and I'm pushed for it. A CRF 450 engine on a 2006. Customer rang up, said it was struggling to kick up. Thought it might have needed shimming. Seemed to be kicking it forever. There was problems with the overflow water or something, and then I told him he had to pull the engine out. Obviously we don't take bikes in at CMF, we just take the engines. And he said when he pulled the engine out there were a lot of white cream all splashed back in his air box and air filter and what have you. So might not just be shimming, this could be a possible head gasket. Obviously water pump, we'll check that area. So rule of thumb here, head off, barrel off, left clutch side kit in a case off here. Have a bit of an inspection in there, check the water pump, check around the barrel, check the piston. It's not just going to need shims, it's probably going to need something else, they always do. A little bit of shit in there, what's happening there? Yeah, that's why the head's coming off. So look in there, see if there's any bent valves or anything. Yeah, sure there were. Just a bit manky. But that's the CRF 450 2006. I mean, obviously, so a little bit more work's coming here. This is a 2013 CRF 450. The kid's had a go at stripping it himself. Some few dint marks there. He's pinged the end of that over. He's chewed the end threads there. Apparently, he's ordered a Carrillo rod for this. So that's been sent to me in the next day or two, I believe, or the next couple of days. But he wants me to fix this, and he asked the question, how do you get these bearings out of here? Well, if you're asking that question, you've not got the tools to do it. So I said just leave the crankcase with me and I'll get them pulled out with me blind bearing pullers. But yeah, it's going to want a flywheel. I mean, I've got a 2014 CRF 450 for braking, so I can supply him with this. Sadly, I don't get the crank. Well, I can fix that, that's not a problem. So that's a little bit more work that's come in. There's an Husky Boy 50 coming here. The customer supplied the rod. He sent me a rod, some new mains bearings. He wants me to get these out, fit him some new mains in the casings, and apparently he's going to get some new seals himself. Obviously he wants us to do the crank, that's dead, a lot of up down play. That's another little bit of work, and then obviously some more work's turned up in the post. We've got a YZ85 crank, I believe. The customer's details. Yeah, YZ85 crank. That's having a new Wasner Conrad in, by the way. And I believe this is a YZ125 engine, 1996. Fucking red gasket seal. It's horrible, isn't it? So yeah, got quite a bit of work on today. Like I said, you've seen obviously the other motors that we have in on a daily basis. We're non-stop here, and it is January. It's just after Christmas. I mean, it's quiet, to be fair. Normally come about March. We're 100 mile an hour. So yeah, I'll going to be pulling this one apart first, having a quick look inside this one. So I'll just bring an individual video next of obviously what we find in this CRF. And then obviously, like I said, if we normally do picture albums with the crankshafts on Facebook. So if you want to look for me on Facebook under Chris Fillingham, you'll find me a profile picture of a lovely shiny KXF. If you want to look for the business page on Facebook, it's CMF in capitals, space, capital B for breakers. Should find our likes page, which is on 12,300 likes, I think it's at now, the Facebook. But yeah, if you don't mind hitting the subscribe button, obviously stay tuned to this channel. Constantly bringing you motocross strip downs. Obviously, we take a lot of engines in. We take ones in that have come out of other shops and failed. So we kind of expose that. We don't expose shops' names. It's not something I like to do. I won't like it done to myself. But there's a lot of these amateur shops kick up, and then within 6 months they do a bike repair, and then they're automatically a bike shop. And I'm sorry, I've been working on bikes since I was 14 years old. I'm now 35. You know what I mean? It's a long time to be working on engines. I've also worked on JCBs, Massey Ferguson's, cars, RS Turbos, vans, wagons, you name it. So I'm an all-round mechanic. But like I said, these guys that fire up with these bike shops, they're selling a few goggles and they're selling a few helmets and what have you, and then the mate brings a bike in for a service and they change oil successfully, they're automatically a mechanic. Then they take a shim job on, then they take something else on, they miss a shim, they leave one out, boom, a valve drops through engine. I've seen it all. If you look through my videos on Facebook, there's a lot more videos on Facebook than there is on my YouTube channel. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, of engines that have left the shop on a Friday. Customers have bolted them in the bikes. They've got to the track on a Sunday morning, fully confident that they've just spent £9,000, £1,200 on their engine and it's going to run. And they get to the track where they're going to, lap and a half round, bang, it's seized up. And as you'll see from the videos when I open them on a Monday morning, when they won't take them back to the shop that's just had the pants down, you'll see exactly what these shops actually do, but what they actually charge for on the bill is a totally different game. So at least with me, you get to see the engines coming in, you get a bit of bullshit at the beginning, you get a strip down, a couple of videos showing you what we found, what we think it needs. Obviously we speak to the customer from that, we give them a price, the customer says yeah, and the next thing you see an engine on the bench